Okay, hello everyone. We are so sorry. Hopefully, we can still catch some of you here. We've been on the background. Today that we are talking about digital technology, we've had to practicalize ourselves. For the past 30 minutes, we have been struggling with StreamYard, everything that needed iPhone, everything just went upside down. But we thank God. Hopefully, some people are still hanging around. So sorry. So sorry. That is to tell you that all these digital things are not reliable. And we are talking about digital technology today. So should I say unfortunate or fortunate, Andrew, that we are talking about tech and everything decided tech disappointed us. We've been on it for the past 30 minutes, and it's the first time ever, we've been this late for our for our live webinar. But if you're there, welcome, welcome, welcome. Apologies and apologies and apologies again. We've just been trying to, sort this whole tech thing out. Never had this much issue. But we thank God we are here. Sorry about it. We've been literally on the background. We didn't want to go live and just keep wasting your time trying to troubleshoot. But we got there in the end, thank God. Welcome, welcome. Please let us know where you're joining us from. This is Andrew. We are here by God's grace. We are talking everything. Excuse me. We're talking everything, digital technology today. And yeah, we made it finally. We were supposed to start 7. Apologies if you're just joining us. It's been trying to I sent a message earlier on YouTube. I don't know how many people caught that, but we are really, really sorry. We're just trying to troubleshoot. Thank you so much if you're still hanging there. If you're still hanging there, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging there. Hopefully, we'll still have people around to ask questions, even though we are, 30 minutes behind schedule. But we just want us to come live. I didn't still want to come alone, so that we would, just even if all we can do today is go through the guidelines, Andrew, share his experience and the success for global talent visa that he's had recently and all that. Other people can catch up on the video and ask your questions, and we would definitely respond to it, and we can repremiere this video at some other time where everyone will be available. But thank you so much for joining. This is Andrew. We've heard his story on this channel before. He's shared his story how when he finished his
I'm sure
masters.
I'm not a new face on this channel.
No, you're part of the family.
Yes, sir. No
From day
limit
one.
family.
Yes, so yes.
Yeah, I'm
Ye-
I'm excited to be here, to be honest. Yeah.
yeah.
Well done on the good job you're doing. Yeah. You're doing well. No limits.
Yes, no limits, no limits. Yes, thank you so much. If you're just joining us, apologies and apologies again. We're talking about tech, and we had lots of things to deal with. Just getting out of StreamYard and back in and all of that. But thank you for hanging it there. And Andrew is not a new person to this channel, so I'm going to pin his interview where he told us how he transitioned, from being a master student to, starting his career in the UK and getting a global talent visa. His story is so inspirational. So if you're a master student looking for, how to transition, Andrew's story is one you should go and watch. So that video is still being watched every now and then. It was Immigrant Voices and Victory Season 1. Like I said, Andrew, we go way back, and we're still very much connected. So today, without much ado, we're going to go through the Global Talent Visa, digital technology, basically everything digital technology. Andrew has been supporting quite a number of people for their Global Talent Visa endorsed by the Technician, even though I think the end of April, some things are going to change with Technician. Well, yes, we are hoping that, I think the endorsing body will change, I think.
I would advise we don't really say anything for now because it's not official yet.
Yes,
So
it's not
until it's
official. It's,
official, we can
yes,
then talk about it.
discuss
Yes,
it. Yes, yes.
yes.
So yes, when that
And
becomes
another thing,
official.
another thing I would say, let it, let the rumor propel people to probably, prepare their documents very fast and submit. I could
Mm,
remember when when the rumor that the global talent digital technology rat is going to close, 2023, that inspired me to, quickly rush because I've been kind of preparing to submit later that year, but that propelled me to, a kind of hasten the whole process, then applied, and boom, I got the visa. So yeah, let it, encourage you and prepare you to, uh, apply quickly, but make
good,
sure you have the evidence though.
good,
Yeah,
good. But at least one thing we're very sure of is the guideline that has changed. That we can, that we are very sure of. The guideline is
sure.
changed, and
Yeah,
there's quite a
yeah,
number of
few
things.
amendments. Yeah,
Yes, few
I'm gonna
amendments that.
comment on that anyway. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I'm gonna say something because it's really what we are meant to discuss today, right?
yes.
Because I tell people that there are no too many changes, and that's true. Those things they stated there, they have been putting it into consideration way before, you know, they, officially, published it. From
Mm,
experience, I have seen it firsthand. So it's not
mm,
something new. If you have been helping people with this global talent visa,
mm-hmm,
um, or if you have been preparing for, staying up to date, you know that, see, that thing they stated, they
mm-hmm.
have been putting it into consideration before that 22nd of January. Funny enough, that day was my birthday.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us, apologies. We had a lot of technical issues. We're just starting. So you haven't missed anything. We just started literally 7 minutes ago. So we're just, trying to see how many people we can get on board. Like we always do, the first 10 minutes, usually we try to settle everyone in, introduce our guests. This is Global Talent Visa Surgery, where we talk all things global talent, and you can ask any questions. Today we are going to be focusing on digital technology category, which Andrew is a recipient of the exceptional talent under that category, and he's been supporting quite a number of people, and then we want to focus on that so that people can start thinking of the right thing to do, basically. And like I always say, don't apply if you are not ready. The global talent visa is the best visa in the UK. I still have probably like 2 minutes to say that before I hand it over to Andrew. If this is your first time of hearing about the global talent visa, you are not in the wrong place. Welcome on board flight GTV 2025. The Global Talent Visa is a very unique visa. It's a visa for professionals. And like I tell people, it's not a stopgap visa. It's not a visa for I don't have option, let me apply. It is strictly based on evidence, based on expertise, based on skills. And you have to be able to prove that you can be an exceptional, promise, which means you're a potential leader, or an exceptional talent, which means you're a leader already in your area of specialty. So Andrew is going to be going through, the global talent visa, digital technology, and yeah. So if you're just joining us, we're supposed to start 7. We're so sorry we had some technical issue, but we still, wanted to go ahead just so that we will still not miss this session. I sent an apology earlier, and I don't know how many people caught that message, but we are here and we have decided to go on. So hopefully we can still have people that are hanging around to ask their questions, or you can always catch up on this session later, and then you can always connect with Andrew. He's on LinkedIn and everywhere. So that's my 10 minutes done for introduction. So go on this channel, you find a lot of things about Global Talent Visa, even though I focus more on the research and academia, because that was that was a category under which I was endorsed. But I love the Global Talent Visa Surgery, which we started last year, because we bring in different guests from all categories to talk about it. And then people can ask them questions live. And so Andrew's testimony also is on our channel. He shared his testimony, how he transitioned. He came into this UK as a student. He transitioned to a Global Talent Visa recipient, to, a father, to a husband. He's gone to so many branches.
Oh,
God has blessed him well. So thank you so much, Andrew, for always turning up anytime, we just call. Thank you so much. So I hand it over to you to take us on, really.
okay. Hello, everyone. As you all know, my name is Andrew. Thank you, Dr. Nyemisi, for having me on board, having me talk to people about this great opportunity, the UK Global Talent Visa. Yeah. Um, so I will quickly dive into what you said I should like briefly talk about today, right? There was this amendments, changes made by the Tech Nation, that's the endorsing body for the digital technology routes, right? That there were a few amendments made in the guideline. Okay, as we all know, so my role today is to briefly talk about the criteria, right, for getting this endorsement, and also briefly talk about these changes, these little changes, right, that have just happened. It's important to know this thing. It's important to be up to date with what is happening in your environment, especially if you are interested in applying, or someone that is interested in applying for this visa through this route. Okay, so um, we all know that on the Tech Nation guideline, there's what we call the criteria. So we have what mandatory criteria and what four optional criteria, right? So under mandatory criteria, you are expected to evidence or show proof that what you are a leader in your industry. Here we are referring to what digital technology routes. There are so many ways you can do that, and the guideline also stipulates or states the some of the examples of what the evidence you can use to what evidence that what you are a leader in the digital technology routes. Some of these things you can use. Number one, you can use award, right? Award from reputable organization. You being able to also explain why you were given that award, and explain why you feel that that award shows that what you are what a an exceptional talent in that word in this field. So awards or evidence of being a leader, like let's say you have led a project, maybe an innovative project, be it research or anything, right? um, or you have led, let's say, or mentored people or stuff like that, right? So the way I like to see this mandatory criteria is that it's a kind of enhances, everything you can use for this global talent visa. Like what I mean, everything. We have the optional criteria where it's a kind of, each of them a kind of specialize in different areas, right? You have the one on research, you have the one of work you did outside your day-to-day activity, you have the this thing. work you did, maybe within your as an employer or employee or founder, which I'm going to run through that one briefly as well, right? So there are so many other stuffs. Even as a speaking engagements is one of the this thing you can also use as in showing what that you're a leader, you are an authority in that space, in this tech space, right? So these are some of the things. And if you go through the guideline, we are not here to run through everything, but we are here to a kind of explain some of the gray areas and stuff. So if you want to have a look at the full this thing guideline, right, or the full list of the examples you can use for what example of the evidence you can use, you can quickly go on the technician this thing to have a look. Above so the idea is that what you for you to get the endorsement, you will what satisfy the mandatory criteria and two optional criteria from there are four optional criteria, but you expected to what satisfy two. And in each of these ones criteria you select, you're expected to satisfy them with what two evidence each. So we have what we call the optional criteria. I'll just run through all of them, right? So if you have any question, maybe if you feel or because like me, what I did in my own time, I looked at it, I looked at the distance. So I had evidence in almost in all of them, right? But I then look at the one where I have, like high chances, right? Where I have more evidence, right? So this thing, the first one is what evidence of innovation, right? If you
Mm,
have what evidence that you have innovated stuffs, right? We have a lot of tech gurus in Africa that have been doing some amazing work, right? But they
mm,
don't know that there is this kind of opportunities, right? I know that some tech gurus in Africa, in different places, some of them don't want to travel abroad and stuff. So they are happy. I know someone in Nigeria that doesn't want to travel. The guy makes money more than most of us, living abroad, right? He makes a lot of money, right? So, but for some of us in any place, any country, right? Be it Africa, be it anywhere, right? And you want to travel to the UK and you have this kind of evidence, this session, this surgery is for you, right? And one of the
mm,
reasons why I always jump on this kind of speaking engagement is because of the fact that I noticed that so many people are not aware of these opportunities, right? I could remember the first time I heard about this opportunity, I was told myself, I didn't even I knew about these opportunities. I probably could have, come to the UK via this route rather than coming via like as an international student, right? But I thank God for everything. So let me not quickly the as I was saying the under optional criteria, the number one is what evidence of innovation. So if you have any product you have built, right, any idea, any new innovation, now everybody is talking of Gen AI and stuff like that. So if you have stuff around that, right, it must not be Gen AI or anything related, but if you have anything that is new, or some an improvement, right? Maybe something was existing and you a kind of did anything, right? So boldly these are kind of stuffs you can use, right? So the this thing optional criteria too is what work outside your what day-to-day activities, right? Not work you are paid for. Let's say if you are if been volunteering in any organization, right? If you have been doing anything outside your day-to-day activities, like maybe speaking to people, in anything relating to tech, or being a mentor, right? Being a mentor in, but mind you, not all organizations. Make sure that you evidence these things. There are few things. If you are applying, please stay up to date with what the guideline, right? Um, Make sure you follow the guideline. Okay. So as we are talking briefly, I will summarize all these thing guideline, then tell us what the few changes and what I feel or what I have observed, right? So this thing work you have done outside your what day-to-day activities, like volunteering, right? Volunteering with any tech related volunteering work you've been doing, right?
Mm.
Or mentoring or teaching people, how to code or stuff like that. Or maybe you have on your own started, anything, but not for profit stuff, anything relating to, you know, um, bringing value, anything relating to tech, and is outside your day-to-day activities. Like when you say day-to-day activities, I mean um not your main job. You get what I mean?
Mm.
Let me quickly switch on the lights. Just a minute. Okay. Yes. So the third one is what? The work, um the impact of the work you have done, in your main job. Let's say as maybe as a founder of a company, how you have grown the company, right? Have the impact your company is making as a result of the work you are doing, right? Or either as a founder or as an employee, right? So these are some of the distinct evidence you can use. Okay. And if you're a founder, I'm gonna talk about the little change that has just occurred. And the optional criteria for is talking about the impact of your work within research and academia, right? So you see, under tech, being a researcher also helps, right? So myself, I use that optional criteria as well because I've been doing research even till today. One of my work just got published this last month as well. So even as a global talent, I'm still doing that because they have a kind of become a hobby for me. Even one of my followers that I just coached, that recently got, he told me that it has become a hobby for him, that he will continue to do some of those things, right? So to me, I'm still volunteering, doing some stuff, right, aside my this thing day-to-day activities, right? Outside my main job. You get what I mean? So these are the distance. So if you have done some volunteer, like some research work, if you have written some tech related paper, let's say, or if you have presented your work in a conference, right? Please, when you want to publish your papers, make sure that you are publishing on what? Reputable journals. Some of the examples of reputable journals are what? IEEE, Springer, IGI Global, and all the rest. There are a lot of this. So how do you know reputable journals? Um, Make sure that number one, they are what? Scopus index, right? Scopus index, Web of Science index, stuff like that. So just make research. You see, you know reputable journals. Please make sure what you are publishing this thing, and also being a reviewer also help a lot, right? And how to become a reviewer? If you start publishing, start putting your work out there, right? These publishing bodies, they will message you requesting for you to what? Be a reviewer
Mm.
with them, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, so it starts from what? Publishing good works, right? So yeah, these are what the different what optional criteria. So if you want to apply now, then you look at these optional criteria, then select like two out of these things. So, and each of them you what satisfy them with like minimum of what two evidence.
mm,
But what I advise my people is to what, because you have the you can decide to do what, satisfy your criteria with what maximum of 10 evidence and minimum of what 6. So minimum of 6 means two evidence for each of the criteria. But how I usually do my own, how I did my own, and also how I advise my people to do theirs is what, 4 for mandatory criteria, three, just making it 10. Okay. So this is just me running you through the this thing, the different criteria you need to satisfy in order to what get this UK global talent visa. So what are the changes? The changes that have been made on the 22nd of January this year, right? Number one, speaking engagements, they no longer accept online speaking engagement. They want it to be what? Physical
physical.
events. That's a significant change, right? This a significant change. So I know before now they prefer, physical this thing, physical speaking engagements, right? They want to see pictures, they want to see evidence that, yes, number one, how do you evidence this? Normally, you need to what? Show a letter of invitation that you were what? Invited to speak, right? Banner of you, like any banner, if there is any banner, or maybe website showing that you are one of the speakers and the topic you spoke on, right? And what? And maybe appreciation letter if there is one. Like, let's say, normally, if you, let's say, after this event, Dr. Yemizi can just say thank you, Andrew, for coming on board. We really appreciate stuff like that, right? So
Mm,
if you have done any speaking engagement, if you can get that, or if there is something like that, please make sure you add it. And now, like currently, based on the recent change, please
mm,
add the pictures. The pictures are very, very important. That will show that what these are what physical engagement, right? And
mm,
another thing you can add is what, I'm just leaking the secret. You guys should just take it from me. It's my Christmas gift for you, or Easter gift. Yeah. If you have like certificates showing that yes, you presented, right? Let's say in research publication, in conferences, most of the days in they issue you certificates showing that yeah, you actually presented your work so time and the venue and stuff like that. The certificate can suffice 100%, right? So
mm.
because most of my, I don't know if I mentioned it. Okay, I've not mentioned it. Just this year, Dr. Yemisi, three of my people have gotten the UK Global Talent. We have made
Wow. Yeah, I
three
saw it on
submissions,
LinkedIn.
and three of them have been successful. So I just
Wow.
thank God. Yeah, I just thank God. So these are some of the things we kind of put on. Make sure you put evidence, convincing evidence, right? Once you put them, then and now I try to make sure that people are ready before we submit. We don't just want to, submit because we want to submit, right? So
Mm,
yeah, make sure you have all this evidence. Go all out, right? It might take a lot of time. Please do it, right? Do it. Get the right advice. Do it. You'll be happy you did. To be honest, I know how happy these my people are. To be honest, I know the kind of merriment that been going on. That you need to see what is happening. Seriously, seriously, like I just thank God for God's goodness, right?
mm,
So please make sure you do it well. When you start reaping the benefit, the dividend, or when you get the endorsement, you
mm,
forget all the suffering, you forget all the this thing. But that does not
mm,
mean that after the this thing, you should just stop doing the good work. Continue, but put in the work. if you want to do this, right?
Mm.
And the internet has a way of showing proof. Once you do it, stuff like that. Like, in fact, one of my this thing candidates, at a point I told him, guy, it's okay. Don't kill yourself. Seriously, like he was going all out, right?
Mm.
When you see somebody that is determined to make it, you will see the evidence of, the efforts the person is putting. So I encourage us. I know it's not easy, but what is possible. And
Mm.
another major um this thing change is what if you are, let's say, a founder of a company. Now you are requested to what do what show an audited account of
Wow.
the revenue generated, unlike
That's
before.
for exceptional talent or both.
Both, whether exceptional talent or exceptional promise. So many people are not aware of this, right? But make sure you get it done. If you have any company and you want to use it as one of your evidence, please make sure you put what the audited account is very, very important. In fact, let me tell us, why I say that. To me, these changes are not new to me because I've already put those things in consideration. Because I belong to, if I open my WhatsApp group, right, you will see so many, global talent group chat. I am still up to date, even as a recipient. If not as an alumni, we have an alumni network, about three of them, right? The general one, we have the different areas, right? For recipient under Tech Nation and stuff like that. Do you get? So we also have some, other forums where we, share ideas and stuff, right? So,
Mm.
and also I follow, the endorsing bodies, their pages, and also, the email this thing. Any updates. That's why when we talked about kind of a little bit talked about the this thing, the rumor. I told us we shouldn't really comment on that till it's official, right?
Yes.
So once the update drops, we go see him. We go see him. You understand? So for some, and the good thing about the whole thing is that they are not, it's not going to affect anything.
Mm.
Whether another endorsing body comes or not, before they will change the criteria, like it's going to be a little amendment, like what has Tech Nation have already been doing. They've
Done.
been updating, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
they've, if not, apart from this last update, there's what we call addendum. If you go to the guideline, you will see down, you will see amendments. You will
Mm.
see, yes, number of the listen. They've been doing these amendments, but this one is more like it went viral. Everybody's talking. Probably I'm the only that has not talked about this thing. But my people, I tell them this. I sent it to them personally, but I've not posted anything about it because the thing has really gone viral. So I'm sure anybody looking to apply already have heard about these amendments, right?
Mm.
So make sure what you have your audited account is very, very important, right? And that these are just the two major changes. But if anybody has any question or specific question, if you have to, book a session with me, you're gonna, it might not come free if it's, but now it's a good opportunity, right, to, ask your question and get what answer, like personalized answer to your question. So I'm gonna drop the mic and then listen to your question. Thank you once
Awesome.
again,
Thank
Dr.
you
Jimmy,
so
for
much.
giving me
Let me
the
pick the mic up
opportunity to
as you are
be here.
dropping it. Yes, let me pick you up. So if you have questions out there, like I said, we're so sorry. We started like 30 minutes behind schedule. So we didn't start 7. So if you're just joining us, you've not missed anything. We've just been we had lots of technical issues. What a good day to have technical issue when you're talking about digital technology. Oh my world.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got there in the
Things
end and
happen
we're
though.
here.
So that's why even in companies, if you notice, um, virtually all the companies have what we call IT support departments, right?
Yes.
I don't know when, especially if you see systems will be, performing very well, but when sometimes when you want to do something, you can experience, hurdles like this, but just be ready to fix things, and thank God we are able to fix
Yes,
things. Thank
we supported ourselves. We are our own IT support.
as in,
Oh, all right. So let me
yeah,
start with
thank
the
you.
questions before we start going to people. So if you're out there, thinking about the questions to ask, Andrew is here, tonight to answer all your questions. And even after now, trust me, just put in the comment section. I will go and find him to come and answer your question before you book a session with him by God's grace. But this
Sure, sure.
night,
I
we
reply
have him.
DMs though. I
Yes,
reply DMs, yeah.
yes. And he's very
If
good.
it's a
Andrew is
short
very good with
question,
replying.
I would definitely reply. You don't need to pay for that. But
Yes,
if we need to do like take time to do proper, if I pick course, I pick course
yes,
free of charge course as well. But
yes.
it will require us to like
Go
take
through
time to
things.
go
Mhm.
through so many things. Yeah,
Yes.
that's when
Okay.
you need to do
Awesome.
this.
So before we start taking, I can see questions are coming in. Thank you so much. Keep dropping them. We'll pick them up shortly. But before we go to the questions, I want to ask you. So for the criteria, you said, we have 10 evidence that we need to submit. What is your recommendation for those, which in your experience, which of those criteria do you think have always gotten people endorsed? Because I know
That's a
there's optional, the
that's
mandatory
a
is there.
very important question,
Yes,
right?
because there are lots of evidence to submit. What
Sure,
what are those,
sure,
evidences that is not a hit or miss? When you submit this evidence, you will get endorsed.
sure. The one criteria, like, you have not seen all my candidates, even people, because sometimes people want to do it themselves, right? They just want you, maybe book a session just to get some advice. It's not that they are contracting you to like do proper review and strategy
Mm-hmm,
for them, right? But
mm-hmm,
in all of these things, people have a kind of supported in one way or the other, right? All of them that did optional criteria 4 got that this thing. The
mm-hmm,
OC4, if you have done journal, especially when you have done journal publication and you have published in a reputable journal, and if God now bless you with maybe citation, you don't cross with that. Do you get? So it's one thing I'm sure, since I've started supporting people, right, that have been going through 100%,
mm,
whether full, package or just, normal advice, I tell people, see, if you have the time, but it's just that some people, they don't have the time, or they don't have the energy, or the know how to go about it, right? So although we have a way of supporting people around that, but
mm.
if you can do that, please do that. That's a good thing. That's a good
Okay.
thing to go for, right? And another one, I would say, please, it should be careful with, is optional criteria 1.
Mm.
Optional criteria 1, please don't go there if you're not sure that there is evidence of innovation, because that one, they pour people's feet for that one. Seriously, if you don't want make technician pour you feet to spit, and make sure you have good evidence of innovation, right? When you talk of innovation, it has to be a product led innovation, like I know I've been explaining what this product led means almost everywhere I go.
Mm,
In a nutshell, a product led company is any company that has a product, what they are producing, right?
mhm,
And that thing is the major source of their revenue. It means that what? It's a product led company. So if you have
mhm,
any innovation that is product led, right? And you can prove that is innovative, go for it.
mhm.
But if you are not sure of it, please, you can even use it to use it on this thing OC3 bit, because they are kind of similar, kind of. But that one is a lot easier, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're just joining us and you're hearing OC, MC, OC1, Prime Minister, non-prime, these are all the guideline. Oh, the guideline contains everything you need to know about the global talent visa. If you don't read it, you will not understand all this OC. They have been OCing us
Yeah,
here.
sorry.
That
OC is optional criteria.
yes,
Option OC1 optional criteria one.
yes,
OC2 optional criteria two. Sorry
yes.
for not.
No, no,
And
no, no. It's okay. It's
MC is
important.
mandatory criteria. So
Yes.
sorry. No,
No, no, no, no.
probably we
It's
have
fine.
people that have not been going through this thing before
Yes.
now, so that we don't
This
get
will
them
make them go
confused.
and read it. That's why I'm telling you, telling them where to find it. So if you look on the comment section, I posted the guideline. If you are on this call, I would suggest you open the guideline and come and ask your question. I can see questions are coming in already, which I'm going to take shortly. But I just wanted, Andrew to talk more on things. It's very important. Whatever we say here, the guideline is the source of all truths. Like we
Sure.
always say, is the Bible of global talent visa for
Stay
every
updated.
category. So you must read the guideline. Everything, Andrew is saying here, everything is not from his head. Is referring to the, criteria, which is, the source of all truth for the global talent visa. So talk to us. I'm seeing your questions. Keep bringing them in. Um, what's the difference between the technical and non-technical, the product led and non-product led? I've been to quite a lot of global talent visa seminars under digital technology, and these are questions people want to know. What kind of job, for example, should you be doing to be on the technical or non-technical? For someone that might just think, I'm an IT guru now, what are you guys saying? I can do
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Thank you.
To make it a lot easier for people as well, I will also refer them towards the guideline, right? The guideline states technical applicants, examples of technical applicant, and what? Examples of what?
Non-technical.
Non-technical. You can call it business roles,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
Um, Example of technical, this is software developers, right? Data scientists. This is where I fall into, right?
mhm,
Anything related to data, even data analysts,
mm,
right, can be
mhm,
technical as well, right?
mhm,
So, but just to point out, there are a few other roles that are not there. But if you can get any role that is listed on their on the guideline, please go for it, right? You also have what? The business roles, like the non-technical, let's say business analysts, right?
mhm,
Project managers, right?
mhm,
So they have this thing. Their guidelines also states how you can also qualify as what? As a non-technical applicant. But please let me state these three very, very important rules stated by technician. It's just like I don't read the thing back and forth, so I'm just it just they enter like say this thing. So three very, very important rules, right? If you want to venture into this, please observe these three rules.
mm,
The guideline says that if you are a technical applicant working for what? A non-technical company, that's a non-product led company, that's non-technical company, right? You are what? Eligible, right? If you are non-technical person working for a technical company, you are eligible, right? But if you are non-technical person working for a non-technical company, there's no way for you in Tech Nation. I don't know if you have seen that, Dr.
Yes,
Emisi, but
yes. I'm
yeah,
looking
it
at the
is
guideline. Yeah.
clearly written there, right,
Mm-hmm.
on the guideline. So please, for non-technical applicants, make sure that you are working, in a technical company. There are so many ways to do that. That's why sometimes you need to speak to somebody that have, gone through the process and stuff like that, right? So, and another thing I want to make some people understand, like sometimes I know so many people that have got this global, even one of the people I just have started doing his own, like, people, because once you post that, or people know that, you've got the global talent visa, right? You see your DM. Dr. Yemisi, if I show you my DM, right, in fact, I'm not surprised that if I go to my LinkedIn now, I will see like two more DMs, right? So when you get a lot of DMs, like people like us that like doing things like something free of charge, stuff like that, you know that you cannot be doing everything free of charge. Like, you see people, they will start, charging money, because number one, it will help to reduce DM, like the number of DMs you get, right?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is that I really, because I'm advising people now to, try and reach out to people that have gone through this stage. It's not I'm trying to make you to spend, but I'm trying to make you not to, make mistake. Speak to people that, not people that were, helped, right? Like, I mean, I don't want to, like, what I'm trying to say, that not like, try and make sure that the person knows what he or she is doing. Like, some of us that have been into it and that are up to date, not some people that we are like, helped throughout the process and stuff. But if you know, so you can engage them in one of, like, conversation to know, do you get? So, or so this is one of the ways you can know people that at least know, what they are doing in this area yourself. So if you can get any of those people to, like, advise you or look through your evidence before you submit. Do you know that, Dr. Yemisi, my recent person that just got, do you know that this mistake he could have made,
Mm.
that could have, made him to be rejected? And, like, I was surprised. Like, I was on my way going to village meeting, or that's all, because he submitted on Sunday, so I wasn't on call with him, right? He might even watch this thing later, or I don't know. Do you get? Like, I was on my way, and thank God I was this thing in a bus, and this I could pick that call. He was like, okay. He told me that what he did. I said, no, 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 remove it, did like this. And he did it. Do you know that that's the guy I posted at my chat with him? He
Yes.
got this thing in just 2 days. And that
Wow.
could have made him to be rejected. He corrected it,
Mm.
submitted on Sunday, then got just 2 days. He got it. You get this guy I'm telling you is on post study,
Wow.
like me. Right? I don't want to say much. If I say much now, people that know me very well will know that, because I don't like, we even know the person, right? So
Mm.
that's just the distance. So please ask questions. Make sure people you have somebody to look. If I start with a friend that doesn't even know anything about this, then go to someone maybe that knows something about it. It can be your neighbor, your friend. I could remember when I was applying, you know, now my wife, then do you get, um then we are like this thing. So but she's not my wife. I even got her to, I kind of look at this thing, do you get,
Yes.
before I, so try and get.
Somebody is saying, please share the mistake. I'm coming to the questions. Don't worry. We are going to come back to this, Andrew. Think about the mistake, code it, and we need to hear it,
God.
because that's why this is surgery. We are dissecting, everything. So he's going to, don't worry, Ima, he will share the mistakes with us. He will please add it to your tips at the end. So let's go to the questions. We are here together, Andrew. So thank you very much, everyone that have been joining. I can see your questions. Yusuf on LinkedIn said, "Hi, MEC, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Apologies for starting late, like I said." And then Yusuf's question is, what are the two minimum criteria in bracket important that you mentioned?
Two minimum.
Mm,
No, there is no particular two minimum, right?
mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to say that here is that um, for you to satisfy each criteria you choose, you need at least two
Two minimum.
evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Two evidence. That's at least, or you can say minimum. Let me not use that minimum you use so that maybe that confused him. Like at least
Okay.
two evidence to satisfy each criteria. Let's
Both
say
mandatory and optional?
yes. Some people you can decide to just use only six evidence. Nobody is going to hold it against you. Once you those six evidence are solid, it's just two evidence. Two for mandatory, two optional criteria one, two optional for optional criteria two, making it six evidence. That's two. That's the rule, and you get endorsed if those this thing ticks the boss. Do you get?
Yes.
Do you understand this? I don't know if this has answered the question.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure what the person, yeah, by the time the person read the guideline, they will see. So, but your advice is to get 10, or
I
what is always
advise.
the recommendation or
It's
the
like when you
advice?
are giving, I always say it, if you are giving an open check and you are asked to sign any amount you want,
Oh, God.
you know, yeah, you try to save money now. Let's say in an example, right? You are give you this thing, you are giving, okay, do this and this one extra. If you have the time, you can do it, and you also get more mark, right? If you have the opportunity, like the time, you try to also attempt those other ones for extra marks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say in essence is that I advise people to do up to 10 because they have the opportunity to do. In fact, if there is chance or opportunity of doing up to 12, please do. But there is not, there is
Yeah.
no such opportunity because you don't know what the a reviewer like will like,
Mm,
So and you don't know what will really tick the boss. Do you get?
mm.
That's why I advise people if you have this evidence, as many
Add
as you
it.
have, put them there.
Awesome. Awesome. So the next question says, can one use an open source contribution in the mandatory criteria? And how do I know my contribution to open source, of course, is significant?
Open source. Um, how do you know if it is significant?
Mm,
There are so many ways you can know if it's significant, right?
mm-hmm,
The number one, the level of the project,
mm-hmm,
the level of the innovation,
mm-hmm,
right? People involved, because technician respects people involved. Like it's just like you doing speaking engagements in with, let's say, when BCS invites you, and when um, maybe just any organization or small organization invites you, there's a big difference.
mm,
You understand? So these are the things you have to consider, and the level of participation, right? People participating in this thing, how huge it is, the traffic it has gained,
mm-hmm,
so many reasons, so many ways you can know the one that will, fly.
mm-hmm. Okay, so it's all about the impact of that work then, rather
Sure,
than whether it's open source or not, it will still be accepted.
sure.
Okay, awesome. All right then. So we have hello, this is from Sweater. Hi. What is the difference between evidence mandatory criteria and OC1? What is the difference in evidence? I guess that would be the question, between mandatory criteria and optional criteria one.
Yeah, the difference is simple. Answer to that question is that the optional criteria one is specifically for you to what show evidence of innovation, right? Anything you can use to show evidence of innovation. Why mandatory criteria encompasses everything: evidence of innovation, evidence of speaking engagement, right? Evidence of research, evidence that you are a thought leader, right? Maybe evidence of media recognition, evidence of award and stuff. Everything go can go in to that mandatory criteria. But
Mm,
OC1, you cannot just, carry you know, um, your research, your journal publication evidence, and then use it for OC1. That's you spoiling your evidence. So
mm,
that will not work there. Do you get?
mm, mm,
Or using speaking engagement for OC1.
mm,
Do you get?
mm,
Anything you are doing, unless you're able to tie it to innovation, that's
mm,
when it will fly,
mm,
right?
mm.
So that's just it, yeah.
Well, awesome. Before we go, Aima, I saw your question, but before we come back to Aima, want you to share the mistake. But before we before we come to that, let's take this one. Please, on what part can we attach SOP? On the technician can't find the SOP, only saw CV, reference letters, and evidence, but no space for reference letter.
Okay. For SOP, for people that don't know, is statement of purpose.
Mm-hmm,
You don't attach it anywhere. There is
mm-hmm.
a form where you just paste it. But I advise people to write it before, review it on their own on their work document, then copy and paste it there.
So statement of purpose is like personal statement for us in the research and
Yes,
academia.
yes, this personal statement, yes.
So is that on the form?
It's on
It's
the
not
form.
part
You
of
paste it. You
the
paste it
attachment.
on the form. Like once you start the application, right, you will see there's a form by technician where you click, then register, then fill. That's the same place you upload all your evidence. So there is a space, there is a form there where you will just it's boldly written. You see it if you start the application. You just paste your distinct evidence there, your statement of purpose or personal statement, well, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
the same
So
thing.
like for research and academia, it's also part of the form. It's not it's not part of it's a criteria, but it's not mentioned on the guideline as a criteria, or it's not counted as a criteria. Should we use this
Yeah,
word?
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
it's not counted as evidence. That's what you want to say,
Oh, sorry,
because
yes.
it's
Yes.
not
It's,
counted as evidence, but it's one of the things you need to,
yes. And it's
submit.
part of the form.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow, this has been a wonderful session. She's saying no, not seeing it there. I've checked severally. Severally, as far, have you started your application, Christy? Have you started, Christy? Have you started your application? Is this on your application that you're saying? Because what Andrew is saying is on the application. Have you
It's on the
started
it's on the application, yes.
like the home office application, not
No, on the
I'm
Tech
sorry, not home
Nation,
office.
yeah, the Tech Nation one. Once you make the payment, you'll be given number with which you use to start with Tech Nation. And there on the guideline, it's you also see the link. You just click on the link. It's pretty simple, yeah.
Okay. She said, yes, I have. I have made payment. I still can't see it.
If you make payment and everything with Tech Nation, with that first initial payment, you then go to the link. There's a link you get and see on the Tech Nation form. That's where you click. Has she seen where to upload all every evidence? So that same place you need to upload your evidence. If it's Tech Nation, right, you will see it there. I did it, and yeah, people have been doing it. It's the same place.
Okay, Christy, maybe you need to check or You can message Andrew directly on LinkedIn. Since you've made payments, that means you are ready to submit your application already. So you should find it there, hopefully. Hopefully. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. If you have any other question while we, try to round up, I know although we started 7:30, we've still, been able to, answer a few questions, and we've been able to, hear well from Andrew. And we're going to be rounding up shortly, talking about usually we talk about another question have come in. Another question have come in. So usually we round up with tips. So tips for all the aspiring applicants for digital technology endorsed by Tech Nation. So please, Ima wants you to share the mistake that person made just before submitting the application. So please wrap it up in your tips. But before that, there's another question from Sweta. I keep pronouncing this her wonderful name. I promised Sweta that I was going to contact you on her behalf actually, because we met last week. And so it's good that she's asking some questions here. And she has said, could you please share examples of evidence of OC1? Does recommendation letter from company, will it be sufficient to showcase that I am contributing to innovative products? Sorry.
Recommendation letter from company, that suffice, but it's also written that that alone does not make your evidence, like it's not enough evidence. So number one, you need recommendation letter. Is going to serve as a third party, evidence, to confirm whatever self-authored evidence you're gonna show. If you get what I mean, like what I mean by self-authored is what you're gonna write about the innovation. Why do you think it's innovative, right? And the impact. How is it gonna benefit? Because there are a whole lot of things you have to write. It's not one thing is having those evidence, and another thing is putting it very well, like in so that it will be catchy and understandable, right? So you need to put that evidence. Maybe if you have pictures, you have links, but make sure any link you are putting, yeah. That brings me to the mistake. Now I've remembered the mistake. On top of my head, I don't remember the particular mistake of that my person, but so many clients, friends, fellow followers, right, have made this mistake, and since I've corrected people even in review, right? People made some mistakes. So some of the mistakes people make now that I've remembered is what putting links, having a lot of links. Take nation frown at it, and having this thing. You can ask me the other question again, but now that I've remembered these mistakes on top of my head, I just wanted to voice it out immediately. Having links, some people maybe they feel they have a lot of maybe pictures proving that they spoke in so place. Maybe they tend to maybe create drive them submit the link. That one, no, don't do that. The only link that works, right? The only link you should put is what? Public link. Like public link. Anything, let's say media publication, you just paste the link itself. It's not, putting it. That's public link. They will see that yours is a public link. And don't put too much of links. And anything you're putting link, make sure you have put the picture there and then say this is the link if they want to see it. Do you get? So
Mm.
sometimes they are afraid of clicking on links, to avoid being bombed one day. Make person no go they approve from one place.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So yeah, so it works, it suffice, but you just need more. That's what you're saying. You need
More what?
something else. No, I'm saying you said the letter will suffice, but you need something
Sure,
else
sure,
too.
sure, sure, sure. The
Something
letter
like
will
what? What would
suffice.
you suggest?
I said you have to, like in a Word document up to 3 pages, put pictures, link and explanation showing that what this is innovative. This your evidence is what innovative. Like if you
Mm,
have built an innovative solution, you have the picture of it, and you have maybe if it's on app, let's say um this thing any if you bet a solution, let's say, for example, a payments gateway, right? You then put the this thing, screenshot of it, and then link to the maybe app this thing, app store, so that they can also access it if they want, right? Then someone then will write a recommendation letter confirming that that's third party confirmation of your this thing. It's not like now you are the one saying it everything, because nobody will say bad against his or herself when they want something. Do you get?
mm.
You understand? So they really enjoy, having a third person to confirm what you have said.
So I know you said earlier that for optional criteria one,
Yeah.
if you don't have that evidence very strong, try as much as possible to use somewhere you're strong in. But so
Yes.
where can you put more effort to replace optional criteria one?
You
Because
have other ones. You have other OCs. You have OC1, OC2, OC3, OC4. So if you feel that
you're
most people
stronger
have,
in the
I
other
know i
OCs.
know i know many persons have told, please leave, don't use this OC1, because I have seen what they want to use as innovation. I laughed. I say, my brother or my sister, no go there.
We're in a
In
developed
fact,
world, isn't it?
one,
Innovation is different.
yeah, one went ahead and then came back saying, my brother, you talk about I not that I'm sorry if you see my video, but God forgive me, and it's not that I'm laughing at you or something, but I know, at least it's something I've done, and yes, so please avoid it if you can.
If it's
That's
not
my
a
own.
strong innovation,
Yes, if it's not a strong, but if it's strong, go for it. If you are sure that it's very strong, go for it.
like you contributed more than
Yes, you
50%, for
contributed.
example.
He contributed, and it's evident that is innovative. Some technology will I don't know if you have seen some rejection. They will say, we appreciate you have done a lot. You have done an excellent work as a good staff or in your role. But this is not. This does not prove innovation, or this does not show or prove. This is not enough evidence to show that you are an exceptional talent to the standard of getting this visa. They
Mm,
appreciate that the work you have done is very nice,
it's
exceptionally good, but not
outstanding.
up to the standard of what
Mm,
meeting up to the criteria. You
mm,
understand? So the bar is very, very high. That's just
mm.
the distance. So yeah.
Awesome. Wow, wow, wow. This has been a wonderful session. Thank you everyone for staying through with us, even though, our technical issues that we had, we were able to overcome it and we still turned up, we still showed up. So if you are catching up on this video later, make sure to, drop your question here, and Andrew would definitely, that's one thing, if there's one guest that I appreciate so much, oh sorry, all our guests, I appreciate you all, but Andrew, we always go on YouTube and respond to your question. I just love that about him. All our
Oh,
other
I'm
guests
lucky.
as well, they always
Thank you.
they always, if you ask questions, but because I it's great because what you're sharing is your own experience, and this is something you go through. So Andrew will always go and respond to, questions. So trust me, connect with Andrew on LinkedIn, reach out to him and ask your questions here on YouTube. This is Andrew, and he's very, 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 very helpful. You can, if you're studying your masters in the UK or you're just finishing your own post study, make sure, I'm going to pin his interview here, where he shared his journey, the things he went through, how he overcame and all that. And he's just one person that is very resourceful, I can say that. So tell us, before we go, what would be your top 3 tips for aspiring applicants? What should they do to get them endorsed? No time, like.
Okay. Yes. Number one, I would say take time to prepare if you have to, right? You know,
Mhm.
it's high time we started telling ourselves the truth, right?
Yeah.
If you go through the guideline,
Mm.
I agree. I appreciate the fact that the guideline is overwhelming, right?
Mm.
But you know when you have the criteria,
Mhm.
right? In my own case, I've mentioned it before that everything seems so overwhelming that I had to drop it. But something tells me that I have this evidence.
Mm.
So if in any way have gone through this guideline and something still tells you that what you have this evidence, but it's just that it looks so overwhelming,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
Go for it. Start putting together your evidence. But
Mm.
if you have gone through it and nothing is telling you that you have this evidence,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Please start working towards getting this evidence.
Mhm.
I have a program I run for people that are not there yet. If you are
Mhm.
interested, I'll try and make it. I try to make it as easy as possible, right?
Mhm.
Both a kind of financially and otherwise possible for people,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So if you can reach out and if you are interested, if you feel that you're not there and you have the time, please, you must have the time. Some people, not when your visa is expiring within 3 months, please. If it's expiring within 3 months, 4 months, five months, and you know you don't have anything at all, please don't chat to me, please. Sorry. But if you have from 6 months upwards, right, and you are not there yet and you're interested in this thing, let me tell you, some of the this like one some of the this thing you see when I say that within this year, the 3 applications we did when it came out successfully, some of them have been preparing a year ago, some over a year ago, right? So
Mm.
you don't expect not to have the evidence and you don't have the time. I can't forge. In fact, you can't even forge anything,
No.
right? The truth is that what you have done, you need to show a good track record of
Mm.
your evidence, right? It's
Mhm.
not just having you know having the evidence today and submitting today or even within a month.
Mm.
No, now even Tech Nation, it stated there that anything done, around when you want to apply, or any if they feel that you did these things right, because you want to apply for this visa, that they are not gonna endorse you. So how do they
Mm.
know when they see that this your evidence is just so make sure you have like some time, and so that when we now use leverage on our expertise to assist you, it will go smoothly, right?
Mm.
So because some people tend to make us struggle a lot, please, this year we don't want to struggle that much. Thank you.
Awesome. So prepare early, start early. I always tell people, don't apply for global talent visa if you're not ready. Honestly, it's not that type of visa. It's not a visa that I have money, I'm ready now, now, now. No, you must be ready yesterday. You have to, you know, see yourself in that future. Like I said, the future you cannot picture, you cannot feature in it. So that global talent visa that you think, oh, this is a sure way to indefinite leave to remain. This is no, 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 no. Don't apply if you're not ready. Are you getting? Don't allow anyone to deceive you. Don't go and pay loads of money to gather evidence. No, you have to be ready. Like Andrew said, what do you have? It's a work in progress. You have to be able to show a natural career
So,
trajectory.
that reminds me,
Yes, sir.
somebody reached out to me, was it last week, and said, how much will it cost to get him evidence? And I told him that I don't do that.
Mm,
I even asked him, so people will do those kind of things for you
mm,
guys.
mm,
Like, you see that some people, they are the ones even putting people into temptation. He was like, I'm gonna pay you. Stuff like, have you been? I'm a money driven someone. I would just say, okay, bring it, and just do nonsense. And tomorrow, it's better. Like, I feel that you get endorsed. We walk through the process. We try our best, put in our best, right? I will even
mm-hmm.
go to the extent of telling you, see, I'm not the one endorsing, and I can't guarantee you of endorsement,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But we will try. I feel you have a good evidence. I
Mm,
will leverage on my expertise and my experience. We work as a team, not me
mm,
doing it for you. We work. I coach. I'm a coach. I'm not. What do you call it? I don't provide the evidence, but I introduce you to opportunities. Like
mm,
this summer camp now, I've already submitted the names of my people for places they will go and do summer camp. This thing, teach people physically, you know, and get award from MPs, get award from charity organization, get award from different organizations. These are the
mm,
ways we help people. We don't forge it. I can't
mm,
be a party of to that. So
mm.
it's painful to see some of this. Make people not spoil this thing for us. So because to me, I've gotten it, but let them not spoil things. To be honest,
Mm,
follow the
mm,
process, and at the long run, you see them coming back again that they didn't get it. Did you get
mm,
when you could have sat down, follow the process. UK here, we already know that no mago, you need to follow the process, have those evidence. When you submit, you'll be sure that, see, to be honest, there are some this thing. Sometimes we understand that some people they don't have enough time. There are some
mm,
application you make, you just be praying and be afraid. While some application you know that you just go and sleep like a baby, knowing fully well that this thing it will fly. Right? Gone are those days when sometimes because the person doesn't have time and we no one made the person go back, we go just they also I know what they do those things again. Like it's like my kind of person when I'm supporting somebody, I try to put you in my shoe.
mm,
Like, I put my energy, right? I'm not
mm,
just doing it just maybe for any other benefit, but the success story gives me joy. Like, so
mm.
yeah, make sure you put in the work, put in the work. This thing you get it. It's just time I'm doing the work
Yes.
involved, and by God's grace, you also be here one day to share your testimony. Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
yes, yes. I can't wait to host you, on Immigrant Voices and Victories. I can't wait to host you on Global Talent Visa Surgery. Andrew has said it all. So please don't apply if you are not ready, and do the work. Put in the work as much as possible. You're a talent. You're supposed to be exceptional. What have you done? What's your evidence? Okay. We have lots of videos on this channel about the Global Talent Visa. We bring in people like Andrew, we brought Odwa, people from different endorsing bodies. It's just for you to have that knowledge, to see yourself in someone else's story and see how you can walk your own path. Like I tell people, the Global Talent Visa is unique to you and you alone. It's about you, what you've done, what you've achieved. That is it. Once you've not achieved anything, can you work towards it? Can I work towards it? Can I think about it? And once you can do that, you give yourself enough time. it is possible. The requirements are achievable. But honestly, that's why I keep stop applying, because it's becoming more stringent. Is the reviewers are, they are becoming more strict, because there are lots of applications that are half-baked, that are not well, organized, not well structured. So it's putting a lot of pressure. Everybody now wants to apply for global talent visa. Everyone wants to know. It's not that type of visa, and like Andrew said, we like the rules, we are enjoying it. Please don't spoil it for us. It's a very it's a very Nigerian thing to say. We're all from Nigeria. When you use the word mago mago, in case you are watching this video again, it means someone not being straightforward. I know we have, an international audience, and these videos are going places. But thank you so much, Andrew. We are so grateful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone that has joined us tonight. Thank you, Ima. Ima said, thank you, Dr. Jens and Andrew. Appreciate it. You are welcome. We are grateful
Thank
as
you.
well. Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful night. Apologies again for, coming on here late. And we are back to all the videos. Please, if you're watching this video, like it, share it with somebody. The reason why we are doing all this is for more people to get the right information. Sometimes you can sit down and read the guideline. You might not, cram it like Andrew or get it. But these videos are out there, to enlighten you. So please like this video, share it. And if you're new to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next Global Talent Visa Surgery. Thank you, Andrew. Go connect with Andrew, connect with me as well. We have a WhatsApp group for research and academia, and we're going to be making it active. I know it's a bit quiet there, but I like it quiet because, people can post messages and we get responses. We're not trying to bombard the group. We're trying to, get information. So we'll organize some things there shortly. And I know there are loads of digital technology groups out there. They have alumni. I think digital technology, like one of my friends would say, it's not the global talent visa is not a tech, it's not a tech visa, because you are out there. You're everywhere. So thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Thank you, people on Facebook, people on LinkedIn. We're so grateful. We've been seeing your messages coming. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one. God bless you. No limits.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
No limits.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.